There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey, Guyana is nice, Guyana is fun, Guyana is clean, Guyana is green, Guyana got oil, Guyana got gold, Guyana got young and Guyana got old. I ain't talking no more. Guyana got things, we growing wings and developing things. The government real and that's a big deal. I'm singing from my heart, Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I... This is Quincy Anderson.
Oh yes! A lot of you gon' vex, but I tell you, sometimes you just got to listen. There's a child in every home and every community. They will grow up to be symbols of unity. They'll be colorblind to race and ethnicity. That's the vision of a leader like President Irfan Ali. I'm talking about the one Guyana where our people can live in peace, where every race trusts each other, where racial prejudice no longer exists. Our children will have one Guyana to grow up in a land united and free with equality and blessed with prosperity. For too long we've been fighting one another. It's race against race, but in the end the country suffer. Oh, we were born here, not in India nor Africa. But if we can't get along, the foreigners gon' eat we supper. We must put an end to racism. Let it end now with this generation. Together we'll develop this nation. Make Guyana the gem of the Caribbean. Don't listen to them wicked politicians who will divide us to win an election. Believe it or not, Guyanese no smarter than that. Yeah. I told you. It's your boy Podmore. Unity is the key. We are all one and we should be treated as one. Our ancestors were slaves and laborers, but the life they endured made it better for us. We honor their sacrifice and the freedom they bought for we. But some descendants of slaves use that to fuel the rich. It doesn't matter what's your skin color, when we bleed blood it's red the same. Let's respect and love one another. When a brother cry we must feel the pain. We're Portuguese, African and Indian. We're Chinese mixed up, we're Amerindians. We're all Guyanese. Let's end this segregation. I'm appealing to Guyanese in the diaspora. We welcome you home. We've got a lot to offer. It's not the same place that you run away from. Come see the paradise Guyana has now become. I'm talking about the one Guyana, where our people can live in peace, where every race trusts each other, where racial prejudice no longer exists. Our children will have one Guyana, to grow up in a land united and free, with equality and blessed with prosperity. It's a message I just want you to understand. Stop and think for a minute. Really think for a minute. If we can't fix the present, then we should work on the future.
This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey, hey, Guyana is nice, Guyana is fun, Guyana is clean, Guyana is green, Guyana got oil, Guyana got gold, Guyana got young and Guyana got old. I ain't talking no more. Guyana got things, we growing wings and developing things. The government real and that's a big deal. I'm singing from my heart, Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home, the only place I...
Good morning to everybody, and welcome down to Livewire. Missing yesterday, but we're here today. The show must go on. A quick sound check, just to make sure everybody hearing me clearly, everybody seeing me clearly, everybody sharing the live. We check in. How the sound coming out to you guys there? Morning to everybody tuned into the live already. Who do we have here? Ganesh Bharat, Derek J. Paul, Jonah B. John, Sean Jainarain, Wazim Hasno, Leonard Cornelius, Eunice Ragovir. Good morning to you. Guys, yesterday, I don't know what was going on with my eye, but I couldn't host the program. Not yesterday, the day before, in the evening, I felt like something in my left eye, and I was rubbing it, and it got really bad. And by the time the next morning, it was in a terrible state. So, I took some time to rest it and, get it back in order. It's doing a little better this morning. Veena Ramkaran, Pam Singh, Sharwin Siram, Reni Prasad, Jane, morning to you guys, Tulsi Ram Chetty, especially all the persons who took the time to check in on me yesterday. Thank you so much. All the persons who commented on the status yesterday about not having a program. That is the kind of thing that gives me the encouragement to come out with you guys here every morning and be here on Livewire. So many persons looking forward to the program and tuning in. It's very motivating. Maureen Razio, morning to you. Neil Ramluchan, morning to you. Asif Hamad, sorry, morning to you. Betty Chris, Rahim Amarali, Sanita Sukraj, Data Nandalal, Jamila Kayum, Gil Ian, Dial Sukram. Dial, I didn't get a chance to go to the wedding, but a little busy. But when you come, we can link up. Right? But congratulations to the newlyweds on your step into the future. So my be Pat, morning to you. Who else we got here? Jasmine Baldio, Leroy Mangal, Anthony Wong joining us all the way from Europe, France to be exact. Sally Jones in, Lance Henry in. Who else we got here? Richard Cornelius, morning to you. Reynard Sobers, big up yourself. Eddie Ramnat, Vera Badar, morning to you. Mohammed Isuf, morning to you. Morning, everybody. Shakira Alexi, morning. Zaza Ali, Krista Korpasad, morning to everybody. Guys, share the live for me, please. I was missing, and I want people to know that we back, Livewire back, and it's going to be serious this morning because we got several things to deal with. Right? Now, first of all, let me jump into the budget. So as persons would know, this week is the consideration of estimates for revenue and estimates for budget 2024. And this period is where the opposition has an opportunity to ask in-depth questions about different aspects of the budget, specific programs and line items and that kind of thing, to give them a better understanding of what budget 2024 entails. Despite this question and answer segment, I am still of the firm belief that the opposition will completely miss the point of this Irfan-Ali-led administration and what it's trying to accomplish in 2024. This is based on that team being as visionless as they possibly can be, right? So let's talk about some of the budget approvals. Now, the Parliamentary Committee of Supply has approved a significant budget of 42.2 billion for the Guyana Defence Force to strengthen its capabilities in 2024. Now, breakdown of the allocation. The allocated funds will be used for the procurement of 2 aircrafts, 4 helicopters, 1 long-range drone, instead of 5 stupid ones that we got from too early. Sorry. A long-range drone and an offshore patrol vessel for the Coast Guard. That's in addition to the metal shark that was purchased recently, right? So clearly we see the government putting systems in place to ensure Guyana has the ability to defend itself and look over its borders and patrol its borders with ease, right? Now, the budget is divided into 21.7 billion for current expenditure and 20.5 billion for capital spending. Defense in the Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and Governance, the Honorable Gail Teixeira, defended the budget, emphasizing that the funds are designated for critical defense enhancement. The aim is to increase military infrastructure and equipment, right? Now, a comparison to the previous year, the allocated budget of 42.2 billion represents a substantial increase compared to the previous year when the GDF received 20.2 billion in funding, right? So it's almost double, just over double what the GDF got last year. And I think that should show Guyanese that the government has a serious interest in protecting the sovereignty of this country. Now, this indicates a significant boost in financial support for defense initiatives. Earlier this month, President Ali had expressed the government's commitment to strengthening the Guyana's defense capabilities. This commitment involved increased investment in both material and human resources for the GDF, right? The comprehensive effort includes enhancing the force's fleet of vessels, vehicles, and aircrafts, advancing technological capabilities through the acquisition of cutting-edge technology and supplies is also part of the strategy. Now, the national security plan is of significant importance. The substantial budget allocation underlines the government's recognition of the importance of national security and the need to bolster the country's defense and capabilities. Right? Now, while not explicitly mentioning it, the Guyana Defense Force is planning on having enhancements in training initiatives for personnel and effectively, well, allowing them to effectively operate the new aircraft and machinery and things that are going to be required. So in my view, I think with all that has been going on, it is important to note that the government is taking that into consideration. Another thing that really jumped out at me was President Ali's statement when he took the time to address the coalition's misunderstanding and the delusion of how they manage the sugar and the bauxite industries, right? Jurita jumped up at the podium the other day in full possession of her faculty. She didn't have any kind of spirits in the brains making her, you know, putting the shh into effect, right? But Jurita got up there and she brought some numbers to us. A lot of persons from the coalition got up to the podium and they sought to mislead the Guyanese people. But President Ali took some time to draw people's attention to what actually took place in certain time frames under the opposition APNU FCPNC group and what has happened under the PPP during his tenure and probably even before. So President Ali has addressed the opposition's approach to key productive sectors, particularly bauxite and sugar. And he accuses the opposition of hypocrisy and political opportunism, something I do hear very often, because the hypocritical nature of the opposition, it jumps out at you. You cannot step away from it, right? So he was emphasizing the need to expose their actions. Now, the president highlights that during the opposition's 5-year tenure, the bauxite and the sugar sector were neglected and in poor condition. He stressed that the history should not be rewritten by those who neglected these sectors whilst in government. Now, this is something I call the beer face effect. When people like Kemraj Ramjatan like to run to Borbies to pretend that they care about sugar workers and they're interested in the well-being of sugar workers, when they place thousands of sugar workers on the breadline without a second thought. And I will dare say it to you this morning, that is because in their mind, majority of sugar workers, they feel support the PPP. It may be even true. You understand? But that was their plan, to make persons who are supportive of the People's Progressive Party make them suffer. That is what they wanted to do in those sugar areas, Wales, Rosignol, and wherever them sugar estates are. When they closed those sugar estates, it was literally, you know how Aubrey Norton like to talk about trickle-down effect, don't work, and trickle down and trickle down. There was a terrible trickle-down effect from closing those estates. Outside of putting the employees of the estate who live in these communities surrounding the estates out of work, all the persons who operated buses and taxis to bring people to and fro lost all of that income. The shops in the area, the sales will go down. People have less purchasing power, right? And that affected these communities in a very dramatic and traumatic way. And that is why I say on this program, on previous occasions, the opposition cannot dictate people's experience of them. You understand? And for the few sugar workers who follow Kemraj Ramjatan the other day, I was so disappointed, right? This man was instrumental in throwing you all on the breadline without fear, favor, affliction, or ill will. Well, they might have little ill will in there, but Kemraj, Moses Nagamutu, these people should never be able to come and speak to you, right? They should never be able to come and speak to you. They sell out all the things in the Wales estate. They couldn't even reopen it. Thank God the government had sense to turn Wales into something else to make it viable, provide employment over there for persons, provide training for persons to upskill themselves so they could be a part of the gas to shore project in wherever way, even if they're driving a little truck or operating a little excavator or something. You understand me? So those sugar workers who decide that y'all can actually follow somebody like Kemraj Ramjatan who has damaged you horribly, y'all are out of your minds. Y'all are out of your minds. Now, President Ali accuses the opposition of using the bauxite and sugar industries to create division and fulfill political desires. Now, let us be real. In the bauxite industry and in the sugar industry, they have dominant races, right? Dominant races. Whilst there's bauxite mining in Borbies, it's closer to the Linden side, right? So you have mostly Afro and Amerindian persons in that area involved in bauxite. You have Indians too, but they're not the dominant race. And in sugar, whilst there are Afros and Amerindians working there, they are not the dominant race. It's predominantly Indians. So instead of they be fair and highlight all the initiatives, all the interventions that have been made in the bauxite industry as well, right? They only highlight the fact that government is helping sugar. Now, what is the difference here? And that is the sad part. They believe that people are so stupid that you will not understand the difference between the bauxite and the sugar industry. Now, the bauxite industry in this country is not run or overseen by the government or get government subventions and all these things. Bauxite in Guyana is run by private people, private investors who have invested in bauxite here, Linden, Bauxite, those places. Sugar in Guyana, whilst got one and two private cane farmers, is managed by Gaisuco, which is, I think, it's a semi-autonomous agency. It is. It fall under agriculture. One out of the two. It got something to do. Got some kind of a Gaisuco. Got be some kind of got some affiliation with the government or something like that. But the point is, right? Bauxite has had issues, but never issues that you could equate with sugar. Now, the bauxite industry employs a large amount of persons, but from my calculations, based on the amount of sugar factories that they got and stuff like that, sugar employs more people, right? Bauxite has foreign currency being invested in it. It's Guyanese money getting put to ensure that sugar could survive. And that is something that the coalition opposition did not care about, right? They just by the amount of people employed by sugar is reason enough to keep the industry afloat. Because if you don't, you'd have catastrophic failure in those areas, those communities, like what happened in 2015 and 2020, right? Now, President Ali emphasizes the need to expose this political opportunism and divert from the divisive politics. Now, this government, through the Minister of Labor and other ministers, have been working to ensure sugar workers, bauxite workers, and all these people receive the benefits that they deserve and are due to them as employees, right? And again, I remind you, during 2015 to 2020, there was no Ministry of Labor. And that shows you how the importance the coalition government placed on labor. So they didn't think it was important to have an entire ministry to look after the welfare of the working population of this country, right? They relegated it to a department that was severely underfunded too, right? That was severely underfunded. So they should be the last person to talk about who getting more help and who ain't getting help and all kind of stuff. The coalition, and I maintain this and I say this without fear of opposition, the coalition could never come to you in their strongholds and show you what they've done and what they did outdo what the PPP has done in those communities. And I maintain that it is required by any government who's elected to do what the persons who elected them to do. Right? The coalition cannot say that to you. They cannot go into Sapphire and show you how they have changed the lives of Sapphire residents. Unlike, look at this here. The coalition cannot go into Lane Avenue and show how they're changing lives of people in Lane Avenue. The coalition cannot go in there and do that. You understand? The coalition cannot go into this area. And again, I always remind you all of this. When they were campaigning for 2020, these same residents in Lane Avenue run the PPP out of that area. The activists that were campaigning, run them out of the area. They couldn't even turn off the loudspeaker and drive straight through and go the way. They had to reverse out of Lane Avenue. And I will always remember that. I will always remember that, because at the end of the day, the coalition government came into power and did nothing for those people there on Lane Avenue. They did literally nothing. Now, these photos that I'm showing you here, you have the head of the CHMPA, Mr. Greaves, permanent secretary for the Ministry of Housing, Mr. Coupin, and the Minister of Housing, the Honorable Colin Crowell. And let me let y'all know what they're doing there in Lane Avenue. Now, the first 60 families at Lane Avenue, Georgetown, whose homes are in need of repair each receive 250,000, a 250,000 voucher under the Lane Avenue Housing Grant Initiative. The voucher will be used to redeem building materials to enhance their living standards, in keeping with a promise by Vice President Dr. Barajagjo last November. This batch of distribution amounts to 15 million. The vouchers can be redeemed at many of the following suppliers: Tulsi Prasad Limited, Camex Procurement and Contracting, Gafson Industries Limited, and National Hardware. Additionally, each unit owner or occupier will receive 100,000 to assist with labor costs for rehabilitation. Around 200 families are expected to benefit from this initiative. What can the coalition say in relation to anything of this form in areas that support them, up to the last local government elections? And y'all telling me about PNC and what? You're mad? How people could follow that? There's no initiative like that under the coalition government, right? People in Lane Avenue houses deteriorating. It didn't start in 2020, right? The majority of people living on Lane Avenue, Afro-Guyanese. The majority of people living on Sideline Dam that now have a road, Afro-Guyanese. And the Afro-Guyanese government that championed the rights of Afro-Guyanese couldn't go to Lane Avenue and see them people houses broken down and do something for them. I remember the Minister of Culture, Youth and Sport, Charles Ramson Jr., went into that area. And the first initiative that was done, they had these steps going up to these range houses. They were in terrible condition. Somebody could have get hurt. Go and build over all them people, step in there and do things for them. And y'all thought, and look, these people is trouble. These people is trouble. You know, I wanted to raise a point yesterday, but I didn't have the program, so I didn't get to share that with you. But we were discussing something about budget on Monday, and I was reminded by one of the viewers, right? I was reminded by one of the viewers. What were we discussing on Monday? Anyway, the point the viewer wanted to remind me is that when the opposition had the majority in parliament, y'all remember how they used that majority to cut the budget, cut funding to government agencies. I remember particularly an entire agency, right? The Government Information Agency. Now, this is what the coalition changed to DPI when they came into government. So, and just to show you how they operate, the coalition complained about Gina whilst in opposition, that it is a political tool and this. All Gina did was disseminate government information. A lot of country got GIS, Government Information Services. So initiatives out to the government, the ministers going anywhere, projects, whatever, their job is to disseminate what the government is doing, and they complain so bitterly about it, right? They were so upset with the fact that people were finding out the development happening under the PPP, that under the Donald Ramutar presidency, when they had the majority in parliament, they cut the budget of Gina to $1. $1. I could remember watching Afro-Guyanese, Amerindians, Indians, mixed race people standing up in the hallway and in the yard and crying because they didn't know if they're going to get sent home, with the government going to get the money to pay them. Nothing. Mind you, these are people who are not politically affiliated. They are communication specialists who are employed to disseminate the information in relation to government's plans, programs, and agenda. $1. $1. Y'all need to remember these things. So when I hear people like Bree and them in the parliament asking questions about expenditure and who this and who benefiting, and they gonna do free education, and they gonna build roads, and they gonna build bridges, and this and that, you had your chance. You had your chance and you failed miserably. Aubrey Norton couldn't advise the last government on nothing. They didn't even listen to you on youth. Aubrey Norton could even make minister of youth. Well, he old since then, but he walk around with two young sons. They could still make him minister of youth, but no. They put Pagwali, culture, youth, and sport. They put Pagwali. Then after Pagwali, they put, no, it's George Norton that first. No. It's Pagwali that had first, man. That Pagwali first. Pagwali was there. Then Dr. Rupnarine disappeared. And then Pagwali went over to education. And George Norton came to culture, youth, and sport because of the drug bond scandal. Yeah, right? Anyway, people. Now, another thing I wanted to discuss with you guys. I saw an article yesterday where the current mayor of Georgetown is seeking to defend not removing the vendors from around Monishwars and basically flouting the court order that Monishwars has. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Right? Which pin somebody Jillian, what pin you talking about? It's stopping me from seeing the comments good. I know you're talking about Jillian. Happy birthday to Miss Vishnurat, celebrating her birthday today. Happy birthday to you from Mukesh and the family. Right. Anyway, Jillian, I know what you're talking about there. I have nothing pinned on the screen that's stopping the comments. But anyway, so the mayor who lost the local government election, right? Reminding Mr. Garraway, the mayor mentor who was not elected by the people, who is currently serving as mayor, is trying to justify leaving the vendors in front of Monishwars. Now, City Mayor Alfred Mentor is trying to justify allowing vendors outside a Monishwar store on Water Street, despite a high court order prohibiting the placement of objects on the pavement and nearby streets. You know, the sad part about City Hall is that they continue to flout their responsibility. The fact that there is such chaos in this city is on the back of City Hall, right? They have allowed this vending situation to get out of control. Now, just to make it clear to you, the High Court order issued by Chief Justice Roxanne George directs the city engineer to enforce, not a makeup thing, not what Monishwars feel, not what the PPP feel, not what the government feel, not what the opposition feel, not what City Hall feel, but the city bylaws, the laws that govern this capital city of Georgetown, right? The Chief Justice directs the city engineer to enforce the city bylaws by removing anything encumbering the pavement or the streets around Monishwar's property. Now, oh God, Let me be fair. In the name of the holy man, whoever you are, whatever religion you are, them people establish the business. Sometimes you can't even walk on Munishwar's pavement. If you're a customer of Munishwar's, sometimes you can't even walk on the pavement. I understand people have to make a living and they must ply a trade. But City Hall needs to find some place to put the vendors. Right? They need to find some place to put the vendors. Look at when you walk in by Demico there. Right? And I was wondering like how Demico allowing these people to vent like this. Right? But apparently, like no matter what Demico do, the people they want to move. Now imagine you establish your business, you build up your business, it's now successful. Right? And a set a little shack just come and surround you. Demico had a car park in front there. I think City Hall last way they had put like some blockades so you can't like drive up onto Demico property. But I think City Hall break away them things. You understand? But you walking under Demico is like you don't know what to do with yourself. They got electronics store. They got not chick. They got them trick-yard Monty man. They got you could buy clothes under there. You could buy Blackstone and vodka from Brazil there. Well, you could get it, but they got a little bar under there. They got well, you could buy a little stone and thing under there, all kind of thing. Right? Police in that area complained to me before. The stuff that the people leave out there, the criminals hiding between them, snatching people thing and run away. You understand? Now, instead of City Hall, find some place to put these people. Find some place. Broke down one of them blasted buildings y'all got that you're using and wasting time and put the people in there to vent and collect proper rent from them. Rents you could actually put on the books because you remember the people on the pavement, they're vending illegal. Plain and straight, you're vending illegal. So how are you putting that into City Hall book? What slot you saying? Let me use guitar. Yeah, food stuff. Yeah. All of them. How are you writing this receipt? Courdel Jones for vending at spot AB3 or something. No, you can't got it because it's not a spot. It's the people walkway that they build. You understand? That the vendors take over. And again, I'm saying these people have a right to play a trade and earn a living. But you can't do that at the expense of other persons trying to make a living. You understand? You cannot do that at the expense of somebody else's business. Look at Regent Street. Look at Regent Street. And that's what I can understand. No, they got some vendors outside of the stores on Regent Street. Literally selling the same thing that the people selling in the store. Right? Literally selling the same thing that these people selling in the store. And then there's a case too of store owners on Regent Street deciding, well, hey, probably they ain't getting enough people to come into the store. So they move the things from inside the store onto the pavement so that people see and they get more sales. So City Hall really needs to step up and manage its responsibility. Now, the mayor, my mentor again, who I must reiterate that Mr. Diarmus trounced in the local government elections, Mr. Garraway, right? Please remember that the mayor no one voted for the mayor, that the current mayor of this city, right? No one voted for him. Nobody don't like him. He's a political pawn that has to listen to everything that comes out of the corners that he would have derived from, right? So he doesn't have the interest of the people of the capital city. He has to make sure that he follows instructions, because at the end of the day, the people of this city of Georgetown, the capital city, did not give a mandate to Mayor Mentor. That mandate that was given to him is by his political principles, the persons in charge of him, right? Now look at the idiocy of this sitting mayor who's supposed to be so smart that nobody didn't vote for. Now, he's claiming that he's acknowledging that leaving items overnight would be problematic. And only then the city engineer is empowered to remove these encumbrances. When the high court say, hey, move them thing from in front of the people place, right? And the sad part about it is that you can't really hold he in contempt and lock you up. Is the council, remember, it's a council. And even if any court action gonna go to the admin of the council, not the councillors themselves, right? So this poor town clerk might find yourself in court answering for the idiocy of the mayor. You understand? Answering for the idiocy of the mayor. Now, mind you, there's a facility a back of Stabrook Market, the wharf area there, a back of Stabrook Market, that is in, you can't even say deplorable or horrible condition. If y'all see this place, the other day I was telling somebody that, well, I live on the west side. And I don't like dealing with the traffic with the bridge. So usually I just come over with the boat and come over with the boat to the Stabrook Stelling. And I think it is so embarrassing. It is so shameful. All these vessels, all these foreigners passing on the Demerara to go to these shore-based facilities, these tugboats going in and out, all these foreign people coming in and seeing this facility literally falling in on itself. Even if they had rebuilt a wooden structure and put some vendors there, oh jeez, oh, you really mean to tell me y'all can't come up with a simple plan to ease, not, and like I saying, there's no way that City Hall could completely snuff out street vending. Because these people slip, right? I've seen cases where people get moved from a spot and then people go and buy a cart that they could pull and put a thing on the cart. So even if they're selling in the spot, when they see the constable come in, they could pull the cart and keep it mobile. So it's like these people finding new ways to like trick the system. But still, if you find a location to put these people, oh gosh, the roads can clear up. Anybody ever try driving on Water Street during the day? Right? Pedestrians literally have to walk on the carriageway. And they got they have sidewalks on both sides of Water Street. Literally on both sides. But you can't get to the sidewalk. You got to jump in between 45 bus and motorcycle man and people with the car and container trucks trying to get into the facility there. You got to deal with all of that. You cannot get to the pavement. No lands, they're not registered. You can't register them. Those are not areas for vending. That's not like Stabrook Market or Border Market where you have a stall number. There's no stall number there. And I think it's high pass that the City Hall taking, I won't say taking a side, but placing the importance of illegal vending over taxpayers or rates, people who are paying rates and taxes in the city, not getting to use the damn sidewalk. You understand? Not getting to use the sidewalk. Anytime you go through by KFC around the corner, there you got to at least say, hey, I'm willing to sacrifice about 15 to 20 minutes. right? I'm willing to sacrifice about 50 to 20 minutes of me time in this traffic to get through there. Look in front of Bounty. In front of Bounty. This is a supermarket. Y'all ever try going to Bounty on what street? It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Borsonics, all of that. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. People, citizens cannot use the sidewalks. And it is unfair for citizens to be jaywalking because somebody decide they want to vend illegal. It can't work. It can't work. And like I say, City Hall would definitely not be able to stop it completely. But if you find a place and take most of them off the street. And that's the thing too. Even when City Hall find a place, some of them, listen, my people, Guyanese people, we need to do better. While City Hall needs to find some place for y'all, some Guyanese just determined to do the wrong thing. And that there is, we can't run away from that. City Hall has been effing up. Definitely. No ifs, ands, buts about it. We cannot expect anything phenomenal or of substance out of Mayor Mentor. I'm telling you that right now. Just listening to him at the statutory, you cannot expect anything transformational or of substance coming out of City Hall under his tenure. There will be no new market built. You hear me? City Hall will not do a single road in this under Mayor Mentor. I'm absolutely guaranteeing you that. They ain't gonna upgrade no park or no grounds in no community under their purview. I am absolutely sure Mayor Mentor will have, just like, well, Ubraj got a legacy. He's run a lie down in front of Canton, create racial and religious division in the country. That is the legacy of Ubraj Narain and his inability to say oil. That's his legacy. But as the Mayor Mentor, there will be nothing of substance or significance coming out of him. Right? Yes, Eddie. He is promoting illegal vending. Right? And the time that they waste at City Hall meetings. And I must say, the mayor don't even know which streets and roads fall under the purview of City Hall. Mind you, he was the deputy mayor before. So that shows you the interest he had since before when he was a councillor. You understand me? You understand me? So, like I said, you will have no legacy. You will have nothing to point to say, well, Mentor was a mayor of the city, other than the board that they have up at City Hall, where there's got the mayor's name written down and them from which year to which year they were mayor. Right? Lance Henry suggesting that we renovate Durban Park and make it one big shopping complex. Let people go there and buy the greens and the fruits and everything. One big shop flat. You understand? When you're tired, shop go long and sit down in the stands. If you could get one of them junkies to move. Because that's prime real estate for the homeless. You understand me? But City Hall really needs to step up the game. Romano, listen, central government can't apply no more pressure on City Hall. Any more pressure central government apply on City Hall, it will be affecting the people of the capital city. Romano, I want to remind you that without central government doing what it's currently doing, the capital city would have been in dire straits. Thank God we ain't had as much rain as we usually would have in the Christmas season. But it's central government who do all them drains. It's central government who doing all the concrete roads around the capital city. It's central government taking care of these parapet waste and cleaning up parapets and weeding up parapets and these kinds of things. And at each statutory, you do not hear any suggestions on generating funds or trying to get some kind of assistance to help City Hall do what they got to do. But you know what City Hall want? When central government doing anything. Give it the money. Give it the money. We can do it. No, you ain't even managing your own money properly. When last you had an audit? When last you reconcile your bank statements? Does the system to record persons paying rates and taxes, is it working? Does it reflect the true assessment of persons who are up to date with their rates and taxes? No. So how could the government now be pushing millions of dollars in the hand of City Hall to do what? For Mentor to buy a new Kia? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Mayor Mentor has shown us that we cannot look to him for any kind of sensible leadership. Right? He has shown us that. And I hope that the High Court takes serious action in relation to this contempt of court. I hope Modeshwars moves to the court again and seek some kind of financial something from them for not following the court order. And again, it shows you how PNC personnel operate. They don't care about court orders. And then they can come on a program like Corrector and Sherrod and Christopher Jones and David Hines and Bork and Benchcop and talk to you about corruption and flouting the law, and the PPP is unconstitutional and they don't follow the Constitution and they don't follow this, and democracy, and these barefaced people, I maintain, need to get away from here. You understand? Get away from here. I would more take that stupid talk from people like Amanza, Jerita, even Nemo that flew her nest. Right? I would take them thing from, is Jai Pasadi name, Devin Sears, the complete waste from Linden. Right? Them people I would take them talk from. But not any of these idiots that was in government before. Camarade Ramjitan, Volga Lawrence, the Pistolero, Fadi Abraham, none of them. Get away from here. Rizal Ford should never mention the word democracy in his mouth. You hear me? Rizal Ford should never mention democracy in his mouth. He led the charge on prolonging that whole period there, fighting stupid cases in the court. Don't want to show the SOPs. And Roysdale Ford run and defend that. Where was his moral compass? Right? As a legal person. Is any and everything you can defend? You don't have a moral responsibility as a lawyer to pick and choose who you're going to defend. You realize that the man who put forward the 33, 34 is the majority of 65. Even the man who put forward that equation did not associate himself with the litigation in relation to it. Y'all realize? And then this worries Rizal Ford could jump up at the budget speech talking about democracy and acting unconstitutional and a set of foolishness. Barefaced people. These people are shameless. Shameless. David Patterson getting up and stammering, he's stumbling his way through asking people questions when he was one of the most unaccountable ministers and allegedly a corrupt ministers they had in the coalition government. He's so corrupt now, David frightened to wear the gold band. Them people can remember his story. You understand? And these people got the nerve to go on programs on Facebook and YouTube and live TV and talk about like if they're holier than thou and they do nothing, they know nothing, they just hear and people getting treated so badly. Rise Ford, get from here. You get from here. Nobody heard from you until the coalition reached into trouble. And they could only find stupid people to defend the case, like Boston. What a turtle in the name in Bugs Bunny? What the tortoise in the ear? I swear this guy look like the tortoise. But that's what I'm trying to show you. Nigel Hughes, a prominent attorney of this country, did not even get on that train. Nigel created a star and then goes, oh, shoo, again. You understand? Gone. Listen, nobody don't mention Darren Wade to me. I don't see Darren Wade as a person, right? Darren Wade is a wandering spirit. A wandering spirit. I don't recognize Darren Wade. He's another one. Stumbling, bumbling fool. So Joel Bagwoodin is explaining to him about the increase in pension. And he holding on that pension increased 3,000. No, I can't. What is supposed to be? Fool! The People's Progressive Party Civic, in their manifesto, promised to increase pension by 100%. Right? As we approach the election year, 2025, it is 75% of what it was when the PPP took office. Right? But those kind of things and working out of figures and understanding it is hard for them to do. Now, this 3,000 equate to billions of dollars to all the pensioners that they have. Right? So they don't look at things as holistic. They're looking at one person getting 3,000. They don't look at the government got to cater for thousands of pensioners. The government got to cater for thousands of public servants. The government is now catering for persons with dialysis, tell them a treatment. The government catering for persons with every single frigging Guyanese with a child in school, the government catering for. You understand? And these are the things that get me upset because it's like, where is Darren Wade's brain? Did he leave it under the law department at UG? He's the next one. Y'all never hear Darren Wade present anything on any of them coalition cases. Right? They might put you on as a lawyer to give you a little exposure. But all of them know Darren is a blasted idiot. All of them know Darren is a blasted idiot. I remember I had a former friend, a Wade, who introduced me to Darren Wade. That was before this whole election thing took hold and people actually realized the level of stupidity and the level of idiocy that's come out the mouth of Darren Wade. You understand? Carry me to Darren Wade for he to litigate a matter for me. Right? 100,000, Daniel Aswim. Dialysis patients get 100,000 towards their treatment. Now, go to he to litigate my go to he to litigate a matter for me. Listen, I was better off on my own, people. I was better off. It's better to go there and represent myself. And that's why I want to know how some of these people just pass the bar. This thing got to be something hard. How Darren Wade passed the bar. Darren Wade is an idiot. Oh my God. This thing got nothing to do with black people. Darren Wade, even if Darren Wade was an Indian, he would still be stupid. You understand? If Darren Wade was an Indian, he would have still been stupid. I don't know. Oh, look. You can't take the time to think about how Darren Wade just come up with some of his arguments. And you notice they don't put him on political platforms to speak. Yeah, notice, right? When you see Darren Wade on any of these platforms addressing anybody, the boy can't even get a full sentence out his mouth properly. You understand? Can't get a full sentence out his mouth properly. And Darren Wade talking about pension and this and that. They increase pension, but tax pensioners water, tax electricity. One set of taxes they put on them same pensioners. And remember, the majority of them were pensioners from Granger right down. A bunch of... Listen, the point is, they didn't even want to look after themselves properly, other than giving themselves that big increase in the salary. Because all of them getting pension there. All of them they collecting pension. Harmon, Valdo, Granger, George Norton, Noel Holder, all them vagabonds that they collecting the pension. Anyway, coming back to City Hall, these people need to fix the situation. I saw a news report where one of the vendors said it's the PVP fault that Murishwars go to court. But sir, let us be fair. If Murishwars was your business, you mean to tell me you wouldn't have had an issue with that? Anybody would have. Anybody would have. Right? Now, what is important is, and this is the political dynamics what we have to look at. Now, the majority of the vendors out there around that Munishwar's Water Street area, it is believed that they are PNC supporters. And I think that is one of the main reasons Mentor does not want to enforce the ruling of the court. Right? So, they're going to leave them out there until Munishwar's probably get another ruling or something, or they get to the point where it is the order has to be enforced and the people have to be forcibly removed from there. You know what this wretched Mentor going to go and say? Possibly. You know what Aubrey Norton, you know what Ubraj going to come out and say? It's because it's PNC people are moving them there. They are going to totally look over the fact that Munishwar's, Bounty, they got a set of businesses there. All those businesses barely have access to their entrance. Barely got access to this place that does the containers. The vendors just literally have to get up and move from in front of the gate when the containers come in. Y'all remember a couple of years back, one of them containers fall on somebody out there and kill them? Right out there on Water Street. One of those containers fell on somebody and I think crushed the skull and killed them. You understand? Why would they want to have those persons in that area there where it's unsafe? I'm seeing the former mayor here saying that most of the persons who vend in this area live outside of Georgetown. And I think that's a possibility too. You understand me? I don't know too many Georgetown people that's engaged in vending. That's usually, actually no, I lie. They got a lot of persons from Sophia that have stalls and stuff in the market, Starbrook Market as well. Sophia and South and those places, some of those people come from. But folks, City Hall, I'm asking you guys to do better. I'm asking you to stop wasting time from 2 to 7 or on the days that you hold your statutory to discuss those idiotic reports that are not impacting the lives of the citizenry of the capital city. Leave the reports alone. Focus on vending, garbage collection, and streets for now. Don't worry with no report. Let the IT committee sort out the system to monitor how people paying the rates and taxes. Y'all come up with ideas to generate revenue. Stop wasting time. You hear me? Stop wasting time. Stop asking dancing to go to the to central government and beg for y'all. Be a man, Mr. Mayor. You're the head of the council. Put on your big boy shorts. You hear me? Put on your big boy shorts. You formulate a plan with your councillors, and then you, who are not elected to the council but selected, you go to central government and ask for help. You go there, because all those streets that fall under your purview, sir, is your councillors, PVP councillors, who are lobbying for them. Take shame out your eye, selected mayor mentor, right? Come up with a plan and approach City Hall like a man. Borrow one of Aubrey's sons if you don't have any for yourself, right? Find some testicular fortitude, sir, Mr. Mayor, and get your comrades on both sides of the council, right, to come up and with a plan for the city and making the city better. Grow some balls, Mr. Mayor. Testicular fortitude. You need it. Find it. Find it. Find it, sir. Because, again, I'm saying, you will leave that seat just as you come in. No legacy, nothing to talk about. Complete waste, complete joker. Nobody got time with you. Guys, that's all the time we got for today. It was wonderful being here with you guys again. I'm glad that everybody turned out as usual. I was getting worried when I miss a day because I was getting views, all kind of thing. But it shows me that you guys enjoyed the program and you're tuning in to hear what's up. That's all the time I have for today. I'll be heading to the parliament. I might do a live there. I don't know. I'm not sure. I might. But parliament doing the live. So if you guys want to check it, it's there for you guys to look at. Right? I saw in Bartica the Office of the Prime. Oh God, before I go, I must show you this. I must show you this before I go. The coalition is misleading people. And what I'll do, I'll go myself and I'll take some drone footage for you guys so that you can actually see what is going on. This video here that was uploaded by the coalition in relation to the this is the pump station at Good Fortune on the west side. I'm saying to you that this is very, very old footage. It was uploaded 20 hours ago by the coalition on the PNC page, claiming that this is the current situation of the pump station at Good Fortune. I am saying to you all right now, this pump station is under construction, but this footage is more than a month and a half old, or even older. You understand? So, office of the leader of the opposition, you are liars. You are liars. Let me show it to you again before it changed. Sorry about that. They are liars. This is old footage. Right now, they got all the files. I'll get that footage for you for tomorrow's show. So I want to see how all this here that they have gonna change between now and tomorrow morning. Very old footage of the area. Very old footage. And it is so dishonest. So dishonest of the coalition and the PNC. So dishonest. So dishonest. Anyway, guys, let me allow you guys to continue with your work day. Remember to be good Guyanese. Watch out for the kids on the road. Remember, check your papers. There are opportunities out there for you. Whether it is you're a business owner, whether it is you're a Guyanese looking to develop yourself, whether you're a Guyanese from the diaspora looking to come home and invest in your country, whether you're just in the diaspora, you want to move out the coal and come home, come back home. We got space for you. We got business for you. They got so many things happening in this country. They got international levels of education. for persons here. You understand? Teachers getting upgraded. UG gonna be free soon. They got gold. All kind of thing. All kind of thing. Come home, contribute to your country. I have an uncle who does programming. I'm trying to get him to come back to Guyana and teach Guyanese how to write programs and software and that kind of thing. All y'all over there in America, Canada, France, St. Martin, Trinidad, Jamaica, England, wherever you are, whatever skills y'all learn, come back. We want to learn from y'all. Come back and see what we're doing with this country. Come back here and be amazed to see what Guyana is turning you into. Right? Remember, it's all about peace. It's all about love. It's all about one Guyana.
This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey. Guyana is nice, Guyana is fun, Guyana is clean, Guyana is green, Guyana got oil, Guyana got gold, Guyana got young and Guyana got old. I ain't talking no more. Guyana got things, we growing wings and developing things. The government real and that's a big deal. I'm singing from my heart, Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I... This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey, Guyana is nice, Guyana is fun, Guyana is clean, Guyana is green, Guyana got oil, Guyana got gold, Guyana got young and Guyana got old. I ain't talking no more. Guyana got things, we growing wings and developing things. The government real and that's a big deal. I'm singing from my heart, Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I... This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home.